Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of FTB Integrations by Parts. How are you guys doing? Yeah, I know, I've been away, but life gets in the way and, well, I'm back. That's what matters. And right on time with a tier 2 rocket. So, now that we got our hands on this, we can hopefully go to Mars. So, welcome to Mars. Now, from here, we are on a quest to find this silicon. So we can actually progress a lot further and hopefully get into refined storage. And I just came back. I didn't find a lot of silicon, but I did find a little bit. But the good thing is that we actually get silicon seeds plus a whole bunch of silicon. And this is giving us a bunch of really cool rewards. But I mainly wanted to finish this quest line, so we would now unlock this quest line right here, which basically means we can now start going into mechanism. So I just went back to Mars and got ourselves some Mars air in a bottle. Now this little thing can be turned into carbon dioxide, and this is basically our start with chemicals, because with this carbon dioxide, if you put it into a mixer, and I think we have to mix it with a little bit of water or something basically, and it will give us carbonic acid. Now carbonic acid is a very good way to process a lot of ores, like you see niter ore, lapis ore, these discs which we haven't quite got into a little bit, yeah, emerald, diamonds, redstone, basically all the ores that I do not yet have a way to get more, I guess, from a block without fortune. Carbonic acid will give us a way to do that. And I also went ahead and made all the resources here to make ourselves the processor cutter right here. And this will be our start into the very, very needed mod for our playthrough, which is going to be refined storage. Now the processor cutter doesn't actually give you like the blueprint, but you can get it from here, from the capsule corp tab. You can just get it, and I believe you just left click or right click, yep, there you go, and it immediately absorbs all the items if you have them, and you can see it can now place them on here. Now I do want this to be relatively close to my power source, because this is going to be one of those blocks that we're going to be constantly needing to use, but I don't really like how it looks. I guess you can still use it like this, so if the power comes off there, we can maybe even fit it in something like this. I don't really like it that much. Well, there you go. I decided to put it like this, so I can just go here, check on my fuel if it's doing stuff, and I can also come here, input an item output, and then the energy comes in through the back. So pretty easy, pretty simple. So there we go, the mixer is now up and running. We got a sink giving it some water, and then I just manually put the carbon dioxide here for now, and then we already get carbonic acid. So we get a bucket of this. Maybe we can, yeah, we can just go here, I guess. And I do have a couple of diamonds here, like 5, so I just toss them in. I get it, I get it, I get 20. Now the good thing about this, that I have 5, I got 20, and then this guy actually doubles. So from 5 diamond ore, I'm gonna get 40 diamonds. That's insane. So I went ahead and made myself the metallurgic infuser. I made myself a sawmill and an energized smelter. Now these guys together are really gonna ramp up our progression now. This guy, because of course it allows us to make the mechanism items, and I just made a few of these with the circuits that I have left. Just use them all here, just because I know I'm gonna need a lot of these basic control circuits. Made the sawmill, which is turning silicon into processor bindings, and then we use the processor bindings to, well, make these advanced processors in this cutting machine, and we cook them and we have the advanced processors. Now finally we can get our controller. The only issue now being, yes, we have the mother brain, and I immediately fully charge it with my battery. Okay, we have this. That's cool, that's nice, that's neat. It gives us silicon seeds, that's also great. But the problem now lies on the next step. It also gives us some bindings. Yeah, we need to make this discs, you know. We need to make the disk drive, which of course needs another one of these. I already made more. You need a machine casing, which is pretty simple if you have dash, but the machine frame is a little bit weird, so we're probably gonna have to make this the bottling machine as well, because I'm not sure how many speed gears I still have. Okay, I still got a few of them, so we can still hold onto that. And then we're gonna have to go into, of course, the crafting grid itself, which takes a bunch of things on its own. And then, of course, we're gonna need the discs themselves. So this gives us a 1K storage disk. But that's not really enough, you know. So we gotta make a bunch of these. And you can see that it's gonna cost us a lot of resources. Mainly this, blazing crystals. Now, the blazing crystals, they're pretty simple. They're not simple. Oh. Wait a second. I thought I could grab these from blaze rods. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. We either make a skeleton farm, which in hindsight might be the best option here, or we make an automation for lightning. I don't think a lightning automation is good. Yeah, I really don't think so. So we're most likely gonna need a wither skeleton farm. How? Well, I don't really know, because we need a wither skeleton egg minimum. Which, oh, okay, so we can get these with wither skeleton charms, so we just need the withered ribs and wither skeleton skulls. Now, I don't think I have any skulls here. Yeah, no, I don't. So we're probably gonna have to farm a little bit, but it's actually not that bad, you know. It's not as bad as it looks, because it's pretty simple. If you have the withered ribs and some skulls, yeah, it's actually not that bad. And then I just hooked up it to a spawner, and then I would actually need a different type of farm. Like, I cannot use this farm here. Now, do we have the mob grinding details? I can't remember. We do not. So mob grinder, no, nothing. I need something that would hit the skeletons with a sword, so I can give this sword with looting on it. The mob slaughter factory is not good. Maybe the mob crusher drops things. I have to make some researcher, but I believe the mob slaughter factory kills, but the mob crusher doesn't, or it's one of those. Huh. But yeah, basically I need to find a way to actually kill the guys with a sword. So we got to the point where we get a little bit stuck again, because in order for me to make the enrichment chamber, I need to make iridium circuits. We did just get a couple of iridium ingots from one of the quest lines, but we do need to be making the iridium ourselves. Now, the problem with iridium ourselves is antimatter, which means we gotta make this. Which means, in order to make antimatter, if we take a look in the quest book, not this quest line, I believe is one of these somewhere, because I do remember seeing that one here. There we go. To get antimatter, we need the antimatter construction, and of course they also tell us that our first iridium will actually come from dimensional dungeons in the blood magic chapter, and they are designed to come from gold loot bags, which means we gotta go into that to get our hands in some iridium. And we also need a nether star, so we do need to kill the wither. But yeah, we need these iridium ingots, so we do not have enough, which means we need to start up with blood magic. Now, the blood magic part of things actually needs us to come here and progress through this quest line and actually make 2 containment chalices. Now, they're easy to make. We only need the iridescent altar. The iridescent altar needs all of these cool thingies, of course. I believe we do have every single piece for this. It's not really that complicated, as it may look complicated, but it's not really. Maybe the lenses are a little bit annoying to make. Yeah, they're a little bit annoying, but they're not too crazy. We should have every single one of these items, so I'm gonna go ahead and make these. So having come back here, we now upgraded our Starlight Infuser altar with the Auto Starlight Infuser altar, and to do this you only need to make yourself the controller, an item input, an item output, and a fluid port, input fluid port. And then the only really thing you need to pay attention is the blocks below this level. Right over there, there's 9 blocks that need to be ruined marble. So if you're doing this by hand, don't forget about that. Or you can just use the capsule, gather all of these blocks, and it will place it down for you. Now what I really need now is these glass panes to maybe be produced. Yeah, they're not really going to be produced because of this, because I need to actually put the fluid cell there and put fluid into the fluid port. And so we are now out here doing some astral sorcery. Now let me just kind of explain what's going on. We have a collector crystal right here, which is the one that was basically using on the tree beacon here. And what we're doing here is, first of all, we got ourselves an iron ore, and now we turned it into a star metal ore. But we now have a celestial crystal cluster. Now to get this, you need a couple things. First, a bucket of starlight, some stardust, which is pretty easy if you got the cutting tool, and then you toss both of those into here. Yep, you just saw that the iron, or the star metal, turned into iron and then into star metal again. But yeah, like I was saying, you need a bucket of starlight, you need some stardust, and you need a crystal. Any one of these, you know, with some random stuff on it, and you throw all of it here. The glass panes here were for the liquid, so it wouldn't just flow out, and then it will turn into this celestial crystal cluster. Now the thing with the celestial crystal cluster is that, of course, it does still need to be fed, powered, I don't know, with the collector crystal, and it will consume the star metal that's underneath. But then if you get the crystal basically turning it back into star metal, then it just keeps constantly like growing and just growing. Yeah, let's go with that. Basically, it has a couple of stages, as you can see, and we do need to wait for the final one, where it has some rocks on it and is like the tallest that it's gonna be. So right now we just gotta wait around for this little dude to grow, so we can actually just go ahead and make this, because we need a celestial crystal. So we do need to wait for this to grow so we can actually make this iridescent altar. I did though put my refined storage here in this corner. I'm still debating what's going to come into here, so for now just sit here. It's not a big deal. And we have our crafting grid, which I'm going to add a craft. We have the controller, we have the disk drive that they give us. It's only a 1k, which means it's pretty weak, so I'm not even using it for any storage at the moment. We may want to use it, but I guess that right now it's not really that worth it, because we do need to make more of these, but more of these require a bunch of these things. Now I went ahead and make a bunch of tanks. I believe I put them into storage. I make 2 level 1s and 2 level 2 tanks, so we can make better discs later down the line. I also need to make these housings, but these housings are pretty basic to do, so I guess I can wait for it. The only issue is really these blazing crystals. They require the blazing bones. Now I did get quite a few blazing bones. They do drop quite a lot from the nether. So basically the wither skeletons, pretty much all of them that I killed drop necrotic bones, which is pretty good. My sword does have looting 2 on it, so that's also helpful. So we did have a few. I don't quite remember how much I got, but we can actually go ahead and maybe do a couple of things, right? Yeah, we got like 20 of these, which means we can remove that. We do have the Yep, we do have the blazing blood, but it's not pouring in. Wait, what am I missing here? Oh, so I believe in order to get these bones, we do need severing, which means we do need to make a cleaver, because I don't see any other way of getting the item. Yeah, I really don't. Only here, as you guys can see, and it's below the severing tab, so I believe that's gotta be with a cleaver. And after a little bit of farming, we can now grab ourselves a wither spawn egg. And I also got a bunch of other mob drops, and I only got 3 necrotic bones, but I decided if I have the wither skeleton egg, I can just make a farm out of it. Now, I could go and grab a spawner, so cardboard boxes, yes, there we go. These two still have a spawner inside of them. I do not recall what spawner they have inside them. I believe one of these is a silverfish spawner. Yeah, that's the silverfish one. Okay, so I'm gonna save the silverfish one, and I believe the other one is another blaze one. So I should be okay to use this blaze one, and I'm pretty much just gonna do a little box just like that one, but the only difference is actually I'm gonna be the one hitting the mobs myself. I don't want them to be dealt damage by the smeltery, because the smeltery wouldn't really help right now. For example, if you take a look at the uses, you'd see they only give us milk. Now I get milk from the regular skeletons, so yeah, I really want the drops from severing. I want more wither skeleton skulls, and I want more necrotic bones. Well, I tried to cheese this a little bit by using the item user with the left click option, but it wasn't actually using the sword. So now I even had to move my AFK spot a little bit up because I made this way too deep. And now I believe if I stand here, yep, they will just slowly start falling in. I'm not sure this spawns baby wither skeletons. I'm hoping it doesn't, actually. But just for the sake of it, I will have to place here a slab, and I maybe just get an auto clicker and just AFK for a while. We already have 2 skeleton skulls, and we got 3 necrotic bones, but we do need like quite a decent amount of these, so we can actually bulk craft a lot of storage for ourselves. So I might just sit here for a while. So let's hope we can get a couple of these going. Okay, now we're lacking hardened glass and quartz iron, but that's really okay because we got these, and these we can turn into this if we have quartz enriched iron. Now this is simple, fear not, it's just red quartz and some iron ingots, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do a bunch of these. Now in the meantime, this thing grew, and I'm really scared to break it with this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh yes, we got exactly what we needed. That's so good. And okay, now we have every single item we needed, and oh, there it goes, it's crackling up, it's doing its things, and boom, we got ourselves the iridescent altar. Now we do need to pick it up, and I'm gonna place it back down, and we now got that quest out of the way. It's pretty good. Oh, we also get a pretty good crystal. It's a pretty good crystal, and this means that we can now actually do this, containment chalices. Now I don't know if this table has another like blueprint or something. Oh god, discovered this. Okay, this looks cool. Of course I will eventually want to make this, the Mantle of Stars, but we do need Gaia Spirits and Pixie Dust, so it's not quite there yet. Not quite there. But nevertheless, if we go, I believe it's here. No, it's not an attunement, probably constellation. Yeah, there you go. The altar. Yeah, there you go. This is the new and improved altar. Now I do believe this is pretty much just an add-on. Final, by filtering yada 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 without risking yada yada yada. To make the most use of the approach, astral relays can be placed on any suiting marble of the altar structure. Okay, so that makes it better, I guess. These items will show in the crafting recipe while orbiting on the side of the floor. Okay. Oh yeah, because there's actually ways to craft with more than what is already there. But this is an 11 by 11, so it's still the same size. It only has some more bricks basically on the top. So let's go ahead and just quickly make that a thing. Well, the fact that I do have this glowing thingy right here leads me to believe that this is, well, properly built, I'm guessing. I was actually able to go all the way up to a 16k storage part. Now, being able to go all the way here means I do need to make a dank 3, which is okay. It's not too crazy. As you guys can see, some smoky quartz can be tricky, but it's only on one recipe. Blocks of energized steel, I made a bunch of that, and yellow stained glass is also easy. The housing's pretty basic. Now I am considering making the 64k, which means I will need to go and grind for more skeletons, but I do believe it is actually worth it. Now at this point I really have to admit that I kind of need to have my storage system up and running and start to move a couple of machines from, like for example, from over there to over here, because every time I need to go to the storage I have to go all the way there. Every time I need to do some automations with the energizing orb, I need to come in here, which I'm also just finishing up here with these guys. Whenever I need this, I have to come over here, and whenever I need any of these machines, I also need to come over here. And of course, astral sorcery is all the way up here. Now, this building and that building, I'm perfectly fine with it. If I'm perfectly fine with this one as well, like just moving between these three. That one is a little bit off. I actually would have loved if I placed it down like here. That would have been a whole lot easier for me. But yeah, it's kind of far away now. It's I can't quite. I mean, I could break it down, but I won't. It's way too much work. I'll just leave it be here. I'll just travel, and whenever I have refined storage, I can turn this into something else. Now, hopefully, I have every single thing needed, and boom, we got ourselves 64k part. Now, I think there's also, yeah, there's still a higher tier that we could go for. But I don't think we need to go for it. Now, the only issue here at the moment is that we need a dank 4, so which means I need to make a dank 3, and then I need to make 2 blocks of infused emeraldium. It's gonna be tough on its own, because I don't think I have emeralds. Do I have emeralds? I think I wasted all of mine. Yeah, I don't really have that, so I gotta go and farm those things. But we will have one 64k storage disk. And it's not really that crazy to get, just a dank, just some crafting, and we're good. And with all that said, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Then again, sorry the video hasn't come out like a week earlier, but yeah, things get in the way. You guys have lives, you know how things go sometimes. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see ya in the next one. Bye.